welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. So we've booked our Disney trip. Could not be more excited. I have watched hundreds of vlogs and spent hours researching. Everyone that I spoke to said that to go to Disney World and get the most out of it, you do really need to take the time to prepare. So that's what I've done. To plan all of this, I created an Excel spreadsheet and I'm going to show you that and talk you through it as well. So here is my very exciting Disney holiday itinerary. As you can see on the top, I have put the date and the day of our holiday, and down the side I have broken it down into time slots so that we know exactly what we're going to be doing at different times of the day. As you'll also see, I have color coded the different parks. We arrived quite late on an afternoon, so I didn't obviously book to go to any parks or anything this day. I think we're going to be quite tired and we're just going to be having some dinner and just staying in the resort and getting a good night's sleep. So I've basically planned out the rest of the days for what we're going to do on our trip. On the very first day, it's got to be done Magic Kingdom. I'm not going to be able to contain myself from excitement. I'm going to have to go there straight away. Day 2 is the Animal Kingdom because obviously, well, Pandora, need I say more. Day 3 is Epcot. Day 4, we have a free day. I did book a little FastPass there, a little cheeky FastPass, but I think we're actually going to go into Orlando itself on this day and just have a bit of a mooch around. We might have a bit of a lie-in, spend some time at the resort pool, so just have a nice relaxing day on that third full day. The 5th day, I have also a full free day, possibly penciled in to go to the Kennedy Space Center, which is about an hour away from Disney World. I don't know if we're going to do this or not on this specific trip. We might just have a resort day on this day and not do anything at all. It depends how we feel. We can always go to Kennedy Space Center a different time. This holiday is really all about Disney. So on the next day on, we've got our day at Hollywood Studios. Then we've got a completely free day, although again, I booked a cheeky little fast pass there at Epcot. And then on the last day, again, I've penciled in that we might go to Universal Studios. Again, we're not 100% sure whether we'll do that this trip, although the Harry Potter world is kind of calling my name. So we might do Universal on the last day. We're not going to pre-book tickets for Universal. We're going to play it by ear. Just a little top tip though, if you are wanting to go to Universal, you just book your tickets online using your phone and the Wi-Fi. Before you go, you can even do it at the gate, but if you book online, you save $20 per ticket, so that's quite a good little tip there. And then on the last day, we actually only leave quite late, but I've not really booked anything in for that day, just a cheeky little fast pass. Again, so we might go back to Magic Kingdom, we might do a bit of park hopping, we'll just see how we go. The other thing you'll notice is I've actually only scheduled in the days up until about 3:30ish. The reason I've done that is because we intend to go back to our resort for a bit of time in the afternoon, just to chill out, relax, maybe go for a bit of a swim and a refresh and just chill and enjoy ourselves until our dinner reservations in the evening, which start at around 7 p.m, our dinner reservations. All the parks are open until quite late, so a lot of times what you do is you'll have your dinner reservation and then go to the parks in the evening as well. So that's why we've left some free time in all of the afternoons just to have a bit of a rest and relax. We might do some more park hopping. So for example here, on this Epcot day, our last fast pass is at 11:30. We might stay in Epcot for longer, go back to Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom. I'm not sure, but I've left some time free. I think one of the things to be mindful of is while this looks very, very, very structured, there's actually a lot of free time built in here, 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 and here, and here. So I've got quite a few free days incorporated because we don't know how we're going to feel when we're there, so we just need to play it by ear a little bit. So the first thing to do is to figure out which park you want to be on and which day. Now there are some websites that have park crowd calendars. One of the most well-known ones is www.undercovertourist.com, so you can log on there and actually have a look and see when they think each park will be at its busiest. So if you want to, you can book your time around that. We're going in May, it's not a peak time, so except for one day, the parks aren't exceptionally busy. Obviously on a weekend the parks are busier than other days, but yeah, so you can use that to help you decide which park you're going to be on which day. So we'll just have a look at the restaurants first. So what I did is I researched all the restaurants and I decided which restaurants I wanted to go to, and I got a general idea of which days I wanted to go to each restaurant. On this first night, Olivia's, this is actually in the resort we're staying in, so that's nice and easy, so we don't have to go very far. And then you'll see again, I have labelled where they are. So Flying Fish is actually at Disney Boardwalk, Tepanido is Epcot, Gico is Animal Kingdom, San Angel, Epcot, Bongos, that's actually Disney Springs, Todd's English is at the Dolphin Hotel, which is resort, Cali Grill, Contemporary, which is a resort hotel, and Ohana again at the Polynesian Resort. So those are the restaurants that I've selected for us to go to. And then as I mentioned, we've got the Sci-Fi Dine on our Hollywood Studios day as well. You'll see all my reservations are 7:15, 7:35, 7:45, 8 p.m. There's only one at 5:50. This is because obviously people with children, which we don't have, will probably be taking the earlier 5:30 sittings. So actually we're expecting the restaurants to be a little bit quieter later on in the evening. You'll see just underneath the restaurant reservations, I've also noted when we are potentially going to be looking at fireworks or the illuminations. So from the Flying Fish on Disney Boardwalk, you can see the Happily Ever After fireworks at Magic Kingdom. Tepanido, we'll be able to see, that's the Japan Pavilion, so we'll be able to see the illuminations at 9. From Gico, you can see the Rivers of Light at Animal Kingdom. San Angel, the illuminations again, and so on. So you can see that I've kind of thought about which evening entertainment we'll be able to go to. For example, on this night, the Happily Ever After fireworks, our restaurant at Cali Grill is at 5:50, and it's a 5-minute walk to Magic Kingdom from there. So we'll literally just walk over to Magic Kingdom and go on a few rides and things and watch the fireworks that evening. So in terms of restaurants, something else I have done is I've actually just done some research to see which the best table service and counter service restaurants are, just in case we want to go somewhere else for lunch or go somewhere specific for lunch, specifically in the parks, which ones are the best counter service restaurants. So for example, Animal Kingdom, Creature Comforts, the Boma, Magic Kingdom, Gaston's Tavern, everyone says is really, really good. So yeah, it was just so I can get an idea. Epcot Garden Grill. So I just wanted to get an idea of other places that we hadn't booked, just so that I knew where to go to if we wanted something different. And as you'll see, a lot of these are counter service, just so I can get a better idea of what the good counter service restaurants are. Now, fast passes. This is where things get a little bit complicated. So the first thing for you to do is to research the rides at the resort and figure out which rides you want to go to. A key thing to notice when you're looking at the rides is that the rides are separated into different tiers. There are tier 1 rides in most resorts, except for Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom has no tier 1 rides. When you're booking your FastPass, you can't book more than one tier 1 ride in one clump of FastPass bookings. A FastPass, in case you don't know, they're free. Everyone can book FastPasses. You don't have to pay for FastPasses at all, but you can only book 3 FastPasses per person per day per resort. So on one day you can book your 3 FastPasses at the Magic Kingdom, on another day 3 FastPasses at Animal Kingdom, etc. So you can't book 3 FastPasses at 3 different parks. You've got to book them all in the same park. Now obviously when there are tier 1 rides, this restricts you. So for example, Flight of Passage and the Navi River Journey are both tier 1 rides. So you couldn't book both of those fast passes in your one lot of fast pass clusters for that day. What you can do though, so if you book your tier 1 fast pass ride for early in the day, once you've gone on that ride, you can actually go onto the My Disney Experience app and find another ride that has a fast pass available and rebook. So even though you've only got 3 fast passes to book initially, once you've finished one fast pass, you can book your next. Once you finish that fast pass, you can book your next. Also, if your fast passes on one day are, for example, in the Animal Kingdom and you've used up the fast pass, you can book that fast pass for a different park even though it's on the same day. I hope that makes sense. It is a little bit complicated. But essentially what I did is I researched all the rides and figured out obviously which parks they were in and which rides I wanted to go on the most. I highlighted those in bold, and those were the ones I wanted to book my FastPasses for. Now, if you're staying on Disney property, the FastPasses become available 60 days out. Now, what shocked me, and was contrary to a lot of videos I've watched, is the entire FastPass selection for all of my holiday days became available 60 days out. It wasn't like the dining where, I don't think I mentioned this actually, but with the dining 180 days out, each day your next day's dining reservations become available. FastPasses don't work that way. All of your FastPasses for your entire holiday become available 60 days out from the first day of your holiday, so be mindful of that. So my FastPasses have all become available, and I went online and booked them all already. It was quite stressful, and there was less availability than I was expecting. So for example, on the Flight of Passage, which is obviously the main Pandora ride that everyone's raving about, on the second full day of our holiday, the first time I could get a FastPass for was 2:10 in the afternoon. That's the afternoon, by the way. I don't know why it's gone out like that. So I wanted to book that first so that I could potentially book it again later in the day. But 2:10 was the earliest I could book it. Again, Seven Dwarfs Mine Ride. On day one, I could only get the FastPass for 1 PM because I wanted all of my FastPasses to be earlier in the day. So a top tip is to book your FastPasses between 10 AM and 2 PM. Don't book them in the first hour the park opens, because that's normally actually the quietest time and you'll probably get on the rides with less wait time, less queues. So book your FastPasses from 10 o'clock onwards, essentially. My advice is to try and book your FastPasses for the morning. So obviously once you've used your FastPasses, you can then see if other FastPasses have become available for the afternoon. If you book all of your FastPasses for the day in the afternoon, you won't have the option to book any FastPasses for the morning, so bear that in mind. This is worth being really organised for, because booking FastPasses will save you heaps of time. Queues for Pandora can go up to 4 hours long, but with a FastPass you're in within 10 to 15 minutes, generally on all of the rides in all of the parks. So spending a bit of time thinking about this and booking your FastPasses is actually quite an important part of your holiday. The other thing I've done underneath where I've got my FastPasses booked, I've actually just made a note of all of the other rides that I would like to ride in that park, so that I can, as soon as I'm finished one ride, I can see if I can get a FastPass for another ride. Some rides you don't need FastPasses for, some rides you wouldn't even try and get on them without a FastPass. So this FastPass thing is actually really quite important. Obviously, just to mention as well, and it seems really, really obvious, but I was expecting there to be more availability for the FastPasses when I booked. But obviously my day one of my trip is thousands of other people's day 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So those FastPasses that became available for my time window, they'd already been started getting booked up from other people. So it's not as though your FastPass block is going to open and there's going to be all the FastPasses times that you want available to you. What I would say is be as organised as you can, because it's quite frenzied when you're going on there to book them, and just have a general idea of the 3 that you want and the time slots you want. I had to kind of go back in and make changes because, for example, I'd booked maybe Big Thunder Mountain in the afternoon, but then the only FastPass available for Seven Dwarfs was in the afternoon. So I had to then go back in, cancel the Thunder Mountain one, and then make the Seven Dwarfs one, because you can't book more than one FastPass in one time slot. The FastPass time slots are 1 hour, so you can't overlap your FastPass time slots. So for example, you can book one at 10, one at 11, etc. And that FastPass is valid for the full hour. So if you arrive any time within the hour time slot you've been given, your FastPass is valid. If you arrive after that 1 hour, your FastPass is obviously no longer valid. So that's quite an important thing for you to remember as well. The other thing just to note about FastPasses is that FastPasses are becoming available all the time, because obviously people are changing bookings, and on the day people change bookings. So even if you don't think there's, for example, a FastPass available for Seven Dwarfs at the Magic Kingdom in the morning, keep refreshing it and go from the afternoon to the evening and keep refreshing the app, because actually a FastPass might become available. Again, even when you're booking in advance like this, people might change their FastPasses. So if you've not been able to get a FastPass that you want, go back in, refresh, and a FastPass might be available, so don't give up hope. So guys, that is where we're up to on our Disney holiday planning. So that's all I've got for you today. Like I said, if you do want me to go into anything in more detail, including how I've planned our trip, which exact restaurants we're going to, which rides we're going to be riding and when and why. If you want me to go into more detail on that, just let me know. If you want any time or money saving tips for Disney, let me know. Just basically let me know if there's anything else specific that you want. Please subscribe to my channel if you are at all interested in Disney, because we're going very soon and I'm going to be vlogging it and I can't wait. Please do give us a video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, because that really supports my channel and I do really appreciate it. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Disney, here we come. See you later. Bye.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away.